Hey fam, this is part two to the first video I made about red flags. And that video, that was in reference to the things that you see that are weird or find strange when you first meet somebody. This one is you're already in the relationship, so you're already 2 feet in, but now you're discovering some strange things about them because a lot of times people will hide who they are in the beginning to reel you in. But as again, I told y'all before, people can't hide who they are, but for so long. So now that you're in, he's comfortable and he's starting to act crazy. Oh, my back is itching, y'all. Excuse me. I be going crazy when I have an itch. But and this could be both ways. Or women do it too. But because I'm a woman, I'm talking to us more so. So the red flag now that you're seeing is you can't go anywhere or do anything nor have any conversation with anybody without him accusing you of cheating. You walk out that door, automatically you're meeting somebody. You're on the phone, you're talking to a guy. You're texting a guy. You got to run to the store, you got to go to work. You're cheating with people at your job. He's constantly accusing you of being with somebody else, although he has absolutely no proof nor reason to feel like that. But guess what he's doing? He's guilty. He's guilty of the cheating. So he's deflecting and pointing the finger at you because his guilt is eating him up. And so because he's doing it, he thinks you're doing it. And this is how the mind works. It's crazy because when you're doing things you don't have no business doing, you are now thinking that everybody else is just like you. Meanwhile, you're not thinking nothing about him, right? You're not accusing him of anything. You're not saying anything to him, but he's guilty. He's guilty. So he's projecting it onto you. Everything you do, it could either be he's cheating, it could be that, and or he's just insecure as all get out, which is very frustrating. It is really frustrating to be in a relationship with somebody who is always accusing you of doing something when you're not, or because he's insecure. Maybe it happened to him in the past, or maybe he just don't feel like he's good enough. And that's his problem. Don't allow that to become your problem. That is definitely a red flag to tell you to get out. And hopefully you didn't marry that person already. Because, I look at marriage as something sacred and serious. And I would never tell somebody to just divorce anybody. And that is not my business to say. But I'm going to tell you, that makes for a horrible relationship. So if no, there's no therapy and no healing, who could live like that for a lifetime with somebody and they're constantly accusing you of something? You have no peace, no peace. And that's crazy. And some people will say they were pushed to cheat. Oh, they keep accusing me, so I went on and did it. No, I ain't advising you to do no foolishness like that either. If you're innocent, stay innocent, you know. But to be accused by somebody constantly and for them to always want to shadow you, where you going? I come with you. Like you can't go anywhere by yourself. Who you talking to on the phone? They're grabbing your phone, looking in your phone, looking through your information to see who you was talking to, looking at your text constantly. I mean, when you don't have anything to hide, like my husband and myself, we leave our phones wherever. He'll say, pick up my phone or look through my phone and find this for me and vice versa because we don't have nothing to hide. Ain't nobody got time for that foolishness. And if you don't have anything to hide, you don't have a problem with them having your phone. But when they keep searching through your phone like they're looking for something, that's a whole nother story. And it's frustrating to have somebody that's always on top of you, accusing you of something and acting like they just so insecure with everything you do, everybody you talk to. And another red flag is people who do not want you to hang out with your friends or your family members. Now, ladies, I gotta say this. If you have friends and family members who are promiscuous and flirtatious and dress all naked all the time, okay, I can see why the man don't want you to be with them. They might not be good for you might not be good friends and family for you to be hanging out with because you know what kind of attention they're going to draw. And with you being in their company, it could be problematic sometimes. But there are those of us who know how to handle ourselves in even those situations. Some of us do have friends who are promiscuous, but I say birds of a feather flock together because if I'm a righteous person and I'm trying to do right, I don't even want to be in the presence of that kind of woman. And if your man is complaining about that because of that, that's a different story. But if you got legit friends who have a moral code, who behave themselves with respect dealing with a woman who is married, because maybe they may not be. Because sometimes single friends want you to do things that single people do and you should not. If you have friends that's trying to convince you of that, that's different. But if you have decent friends who know the order, who they understand that you got to respect that woman and her husband, and there are boundaries, and y'all are friends and y'all legit have a good relationship, and he doesn't want you to be with her, why not? They want to control who you go out with. That's not cool. And these people were in your life before he came around, right? Your family members, because we have family members that we're close with. Cousins, we love each other. So we like to hang out with one another as much as we can. And as long as they're not persuading you to do anything negative, nothing to harm your relationship, nothing to disrespect yourself nor your man, then what's the problem? But you have men that don't want they don't want to share your time with anybody else. All they want to do is keep a hold on you and have you locked down and sitting up underneath them all the time. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy. We have bonds and friendships with other people beside our spouses. And it's okay to have those relationships, because sisters, women, we need to gel, right? And connect with one another. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's healthy for a man to have some male friends, or maybe his brothers and cousins, and have that male bonding. But both sexes, we both want to know that the people that our spouses are with are people who we know that's not going to convince them or persuade them to do anything to hurt themselves or their marriage, right? And when you have those type of friends and family members who don't care about themselves and they're trying to push that onto you, you know you don't need to be hanging out with them. But we're talking about people who are controlling and obsessive, that they're irrational. So even doing normal things for them is a big deal. And they get on you for everything. It's annoying and frustrating. That is not cool. That's a sign that something ain't right. Something's not right. So if you catch these signs before you go into a marriage agreement with somebody, run to the hills. If you're already in a marriage with somebody like this, I'm sorry for you, because I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not going to do it. But I would advise you to try to get help, to seek some type of a third party to kind of come in and give you rational and sensible advice as to how to move forward, to heal whatever this is that the person is so damaged about that they can't even be in a regular relationship because they don't know how. They think that everybody's trying to snatch you away from them. They don't want you to do anything and be free to do anything to enjoy your life outside of being with them. And so be very careful about these people, family, because life is you want to be, when you come home, I always like to say this, the world is a crazy place, right? You go to work, you got aggravation there. You out in the world just shopping and being amongst other people. You see all kind of stuff. Just driving your car, you see people that do things that make you mad and angry. When you come home, your home is your palace. It is your kingdom. It's your place of solace, rest, and peace. So if in your relationship you're dealing with stuff like this, you don't even have a place of peace in this crazy world. And your home needs to be that. And if the person that you're with is creating chaos in your home, it's time to make some drastic changes, really. And I'm praying that the person is agreeable when it comes to getting help in that case, because then you're left with deciding to leave the relationship. And that's a hard thing, especially if children are involved. So y'all look out for these things and be careful. Take time. Don't go off and run and get married to somebody and you don't really even know them. And to tell you the truth, people can hold back all sorts of information and their little faults, sometimes, and they let it out little by little when it's too late, after you made that big commitment, right? After you jumped the broom and now you're all in, and now they're like, I can relax and be myself now because I got her or I got him. And now the devastation comes on your part because you're like, who are you? And what the heck did I get myself into? All right, family. So try to, as much as you can, be around the people who are closest to them. Talk to them. Watch how they move. Watch how they speak. Pay attention to the red flags. Just don't feel like, oh, this person seems to be so nice to me, but you see little things about them that are off. And you ignore it because you're thinking that, that's nothing serious. But it could be. Peace, love, and blessings, family.